What is up, y'all? It is your boy Redneck Rebels here again, coming at you live with another video. I am sorry for Monday. I was gonna do a live stream on Battlefield 4, but I never got the chance to do it because I had some issues with my phone. It froze up on me yesterday. I tried to make the video on Monday. Um, but you guys know the drill. We make the video even though we don't make that on that day. I'm sorry that I didn't make one. Um, I had some issues with my phone not wanting to cooperate with me, and it kept freezing up on me. But I'm here again, and I appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been giving me for such short notice that I've been making videos. Um, Shout out to my buddy Wyatt, all the way in Pennsylvania. Um, if you're watching this, um, go to his channel. He don't have many videos, but he says that he's going to be making more that are going to be a little bit longer. Um, so yeah, we're just going to sit here and talk to you guys. I am dipping this nasty ass shit for right now. It's Kayak Wintergreen. I don't really like it as much because my stomach don't have that wintergreen. My stomach just acts up when I see wintergreen, but that's all I have right now to dip. So until I can dip my hands on some Copenhagen mint, oh, I'll be in heaven for a while. Um, it is a good name brand dip, and I like it very much. That's what I've been doing for a little while now. I was doing the stomach for it, but it is what it is. I mean, like I said before, it was my first dip I ever done, so I think that's what most guys or some dippers, I'm not going to say guys because there is some women out there that do chew tobacco, but when I was a volunteer fireman at this fire company, all my buddies dipped tobacco, but I was the only one that didn't. Well, the second only one that didn't dip. And we went on this field trip to support our brotherhood, and it was like we got up around fucking 4 in the morning. We didn't leave there till like 2 in the afternoon, and we didn't get home till like fucking almost 1 in the damn morning. No, I take that back. I didn't get home till 2. But some of them left after we got back from the station. There was only a few of us that were sitting there waiting to go home. But on our way home from that event that we went to, that fire event, we had stopped at this tobacco store to pick up some dip, and my buddy he had like 25 fucking cans that he bought, but it was for everybody though. And the only one he had left was a can of wintergreen, and he asked me, he goes, aren't you a dipper? I said, no, but I said, I'll take one. So I was like really stressed out that day because it was fucking hot, and we were wearing black. We had black pants, black boots, a black fucking collared shirt, and it was a pain in the fucking ass because, it must have been like 90-something degrees out. Early in the morning wasn't too bad, but once it started hitting like fucking 11 to 12, it started getting a little hot, and once it turned fucking 2, that like fucking 90. And we were all fucking sweating our fucking nuts off. We had 2 females that were with us, and the rest of us were dudes. Not all the juniors went. We had 2 superiors, and the rest of us were juniors. but one of the juniors was apparently a safety officer, and he fucked up doing that, so I got put in charge. I had no idea why the hell we had that, but anywho, it was a fun day, but you know, it turned out to be a fucking terrible fucking day, and I just wanted something to fucking calm my ass down. Once I got my first pinch of dip, I put it right here. I probably fucked up putting it right there. I mean, I didn't take no goddamn little pinch. I took a big ass pinch about that. And I put it right in there. And, you know, at first, they all looked at me, like all my dudes looked at me like, what the fuck, you're taking a big ass fucking pinch, and he's like, this your first time dipping? I was like, yep. And I was only like, I think like 14, 15. I think that was, yeah, 15. And, well, I started doing that. And, you know, after a few minutes after I had it in, I had to spit, and then I started feeling a little lightheaded. And I'm just like, oh my God, I think I'm coming down with something. And they all looked at me like, no. I was like, what do you mean no? I don't feel right. He said, you got a puke? I said, kinda, no. And he goes, what do you feel like? I said, I feel like I got kicked in the fucking stomach. Like somebody just fucking made me sick to my stomach. Like, you ever got fucking punched in the stomach and you're just like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. But like, I didn't have like a pain. It was just like, oh God, I think I'm gonna come up. Like, something's gonna happen. I started feeling lightheaded. I was sweating real bad. I was like, what the fuck what's wrong with me? And they're like, huh. So that is the sign of dipping tobacco for your first time. I was like, what the fuck you talking about? You're like, everybody here knows what that feeling's like. And I dip. After that, I was afraid to take another pinch because I was just like, oh, I don't want to feel like this again. And I was doing that, like, it was fucking weird, but they're like, how the fuck did you not puke? I said, I don't know. Like, everybody always asks me that when I first dipped, like, how the fuck did you not puke? I don't know. So one time I was at the station, and everybody was like doing dip challenges and shit. And I had like half a can left. Not the same one, but I bought a new one. And I finished my last pinch, and I said, fuck, I'm out. So I finished it on my way there to the station, and the guys are like, what's wrong with you? I said, I'm fucking at a dip. And this one dude had like a bag of dip. I forget what the name of it, but I think it's Red Seal or something. It's in a white bag. I don't know what the exact name of it was. And I'm like, what the fuck you got there in the bag? I started eating something at first, but I didn't know what it was. And then it's like, it's tobacco. I said, huh? In a bag? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, how the fuck you pack it? He goes, you don't. Well, you can, but, you just get yourself a fucking, big ass pinch and you just put it in. I was like, oh. Okay. So I took some out of his bag and I put it in, and he's like, holy shit, you're putting in a big ass pinch. Because everybody always put in like pinches like this, but, if you want your tobacco to last, you can put a decent sized pinch in, but don't like fucking overdo it. And before, we didn't like really have any mud jugs. The only thing we used to spit in was like Mountain Dew bottles, water bottles. But you have to think, a lot of us fucked up doing that because when you go to spit, and say if you got a different name brand of tobacco and it's really juicy, you don't want that shit done over your shirt. So when I was in the fire company, when I used to work for them, I came up with the idea of pulling out my pocket knife and using this roll of duct tape and making mud jugs out of this. Because it's easy. But yeah, it may look disgusting seeing that shit, but that's the whole idea of it. Like if you do decide to dip some on the side of it, I don't know how you would, but if you're a nasty motherfucking dude that dips and you did it over yourself, I put duct tape on there to have a grip, and if your hands are slippery or if they're wet from doing something, your spit mud jug won't slip out of your fucking hand. So I came up with the idea of doing that, and then everybody else started doing it, and they started bringing them with them to fucking shit, and they're like, we need to get a hold of mud jugs, because everybody I knew didn't have one, and if they did, it was like their home mud jug. They never brought it unless they were at home, and I didn't understand that. I was like, it's a mud jug, bring it. I mean, you don't have to just keep it at home. I mean, if you have one and you don't want to spit in a fucking goddamn water bottle and shit, or spit in a fucking trash can or a sink, bring your mud jug. I mean, I understand this depends on what you have. I mean, they have different sizes. I mean, now they have them to where you can put them in your back pocket. Now you have them to where they have the cup holder ones, and now you have them to where they're fucking round and big, and then you can't really put them in the cup holder. But I mean, yeah, it may be big, but, it's still a mud jug to spit in. I remember this one time when I was in high school, there was this kid that fucking brought his mud jug to school. And this was the funny part. He was spitting in it, but the teacher didn't know what the hell it was that he had. Because how there's some teachers out there that are like, what the fuck is that? Like, it's all fancy, but what the hell is it? So the resource officer in my school came up to one of my buddies. I mean, we always dipped. Sometimes in school, like, it just depends on where we were and how many people were watching, but 90% of the time, a lot of us dippers got away with shit, as long as it's not noticeable. Like if I had Grizzly Wintergreen, so that was my first dip I ever had, you could smell it. But if it was like Copenhagen Mint, it was a minty smell, so they're gonna assume that you're usually chewing bubble gum that's mint, or fucking there's mint thing, I forget what the fuck it's called, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So, you couldn't really tell, and it made your breath smell minty and shit. So this dude brought his mud jug and whatnot, and this was during lunchtime, I think. We were all dipping. Resource officer came up to him, he goes, are you fucking kidding me? I was just like, oh shit. Because he was a dip man himself. At the time, I didn't know he dipped. And then, he's like, I know what that is. He's like, yeah, what is it? He goes, it's a mud jug. And my buddy thought he was going to get in trouble for spitting tobacco. But he didn't have a noticeable, size pinch in his mouth. He had like a little pussy pinch. And he had one in himself. And he asked my buddy, he goes, do you mind if I borrow a pinch off of one of you? We're just like, we're sitting back. No, I had one earbud in, and I was just like, wait, what? So did he just ask you if he can borrow a pinch off of you, and he got your mud jug out in plain view? He's like, yeah. I was just like, what the fuck? And that became a fucking you know, like no problem. But I used to love dipping. But then you had those fucking teachers that were like fucking career assholes. Like they fucking like, oh, there's no allowed tobacco in school. But then again, a lot of us dip tobacco. I mean, it's not like we're smoking. I mean, it's dip. I mean, yes, some of us dippers spit in the fucking sink, but, you know, you got those nasty-ass fucking dippers. I mean, we had our own shit. Like, we brought mud jugs and spit bottles that we spit in. And we tried to keep it out of sight as much as we can so we wouldn't get fucking in trouble or fucking suspended or whatever. So anytime my buddies got in trouble, I wasn't really the dipping type of guy that liked to dip in school because I didn't want to get caught or get my tobacco taken away from me. Then I'd be fucking pissed. So some of us had that happen, like what the fuck? You gonna take my shit? So well, the resource officer came up to me and he goes, "You dip too?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Why aren't you dipping?" I was like, "Because I don't want to get in fucking trouble." I said, "I don't like putting in fucking sissy ass fucking pinches. I like putting in those fat pinches." He's like, "If anybody fucking catches you," he goes, "you know, I allow it. Or they have to speak to me or whatnot." He goes, "As long as you don't fucking spit on the floor or spit in the sink," he goes, "they shouldn't have a problem." I understand that, you know, there's other people that chew tobacco in here, and he goes, "When I go to the bathroom, there's fucking spit." But there's one thing I didn't understand. For those that are in high school, if you ever go into a bathroom stall in a school, or just not even a bathroom stall, but there's some of them that do have fucking big ass fucking dip fucking tobacco chunks on a wall, and we're like, how the fuck did you stick it on a wall? Well, there was a couple times when I found it on the ceiling, like, what the fuck is that? Is that tobacco? Like, there's some nasty motherfuckers that dip. I mean, I understand I'm a dipper myself, but some of y'all are some nasty motherfuckers that dip. I mean, if you're gonna dip tobacco, at least kind of respect some of the fucking rules. I mean, if they give you a choice to dip and they give you permission and you don't have an asshole teacher, don't be dipping fucking disgusting just because they're allowing you to dip or you're trying to sneak your tobacco. You're gonna stop that from letting us dip because you want to be nasty. I mean, I dip too, but if you're gonna stick it on a wall, that's nasty, man. I mean, grow the fuck up. I mean, if you got mud jugs and shit, bring shit to school or something. I don't advise some of you to do this in school, for those that are still in high school, but if you're gonna chew tobacco, at least do it in a respectful way. Don't be nasty motherfuckers. So trust me, I've seen some nasty shit. Like, I'd be wondering, like, how the fuck did he put tobacco on a fucking brick wall? How? What do you do? Just fucking chew some bubble gum and then stick it to your tobacco and then clean up there? Like, how the fuck? I mean, it looked like that almost 2 half cans, or 2 full cans, put together, and then they fucking tossed it up on the ceiling. Like, how the fuck do you stick tobacco on a fucking brick wall? I don't understand that shit. If somebody could, like, comment below and, like, tell me how you fuckers do that shit, I would love to fucking know. Oh, damn, that's a close-up. Ooh, scary. I mean, seriously, I like to fucking know. But there's something I've been doing now, and it's actually been working pretty well for me. It actually pats your dip a little bit tighter than your normal pat, but the way I've been doing it since yesterday is patting it on the side. and it actually pats your dip tighter that I've noticed. I mean, that just could be me, but to me it looks better, and you can get a good sizable pinch. I'm pretty sure the Dipper Outlaw has probably made some videos about that before, and Rednet TV. There was this Marine that I was watching on YouTube about like 9 months ago, and he pats his on the side as well. But there was something I was wanting to make. If you've seen that Marine video on how he put 2 plastic hard pieces right there that looked like almost like cardboard and then glued them together, had it one this way and one that way, and he did the same, and he did it like the combination lock, how you just twist it like that, like a quiet dip pack. I thought I didn't think it was gonna work at first when I watched that video. But then when the guy was recording him doing it, he's like, "What the fuck? Like, how the fuck did they get so tight?" And it was actually a tight dip. And he's like, "What the fuck?" And he went to empty it out, because that was what he was trying to do. He's trying to show you like how much came out of the can and how much doesn't come out. But I actually thought that was pretty cool, the way he did that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I get to make one tomorrow if I don't have any problems at the end. Appreciate all the support. I love you guys. Keep it redneck.